What is going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're reviewing episode 74 of Boruto. Now, this is my second time recording this because the first time I wasn't recording on my camera, which is such a noob move, but I should probably just say right now, get it out of the way. This is just episode 74 review. Episode 75 I will review tomorrow, probably along with the chapter review. One of the two, they might be quite late because there's just so much Boruto going on today. I cannot keep up. I physically cannot keep up. So I'm splitting the reviews into two parts. Episode 74 today, episode 75 tomorrow, along with chapter 27 most likely. So yeah, I just wanted to get out of the way. I've not seen episode 75 as of right now when I'm recording this. I've heard it's not the best. So kind of excited to see what that's going to be like tomorrow. I'm very excited. But I just wanted to say, for anyone who's like, Harrison, it was 2 episodes today. There was 2. You missed one. I haven't missed one. I just haven't got around to watching it yet. I will watch it either later or tomorrow, and I'll review it tomorrow as well. Just wanted to get that out there. But jumping into episode 74, if I could pick one word to describe this episode, it would probably be alright. That pretty much sums up the episode. It was nothing special, but it wasn't the worst in the series. I think looking at it, fast forward a couple years down the line, realistically speaking, am I going to remember this episode? Not in the slightest chance. It's probably going to be one of those episodes where you'll randomly, it'll like pop into your mind, or you'll see a screenshot and you'll be like, oh, do you remember that time when, oh yeah. It's going to be one of them. It's not going to be like a memorable episode whatsoever, in my opinion, but I just wanted to put that out there. There was a bit when, because we all know Ian Shikacho was going to be fighting Boruto and Sarada. We all know that was coming, and the fight was, yeah, it was nothing great. Again, that's the theme of this episode. It was nothing great, but again, it was nothing terrible. But we did see Moegi go up against Sarada for a brief moment at the start of the fight, and Sarada was like, oh, I wouldn't expect any less from Miss Moegi or Moegi Sensei, something like that. And I'm like, Sarada, you do realise he's just using kunai. Like, no reason for praise there whatsoever. So, you know, why are you praising for just using kunai? I don't know. And that's one of my problems with the Boruto series. I feel as though the Jonin are really underappreciated and unloved by the writers, because honestly speaking, the Jonin and Boruto in general, they're written, I'd argue, terribly. I don't think they're anything special whatsoever, and that goes for Konohamaru too. And I love Konohamaru. He's one of my favourite characters in the original Naruto, and especially Shippuden. When he took down a Pain, I went ballistic. I was so excited for him, and seeing him now, I don't even know if current Konohamaru could beat a Pain. I don't even know. I mean, I know he could, because he's obviously stronger than his younger self from the past, but I don't know, I just feel like the Jonin are really underappreciated. Konohamaru's done very little, Moegi's done next to nothing, and Udon's like had a snot bubble. Like Hanabi, we've hardly seen. The other Jonin, I can't even think. So Jonin are a huge problem in Boruto, in my opinion, and today's episode is no different. Moegi was hardly spectacular, we'll put it that way. So I do feel as though the Jonin very, very much so need a lot of attention and almost need to be rewritten. They almost need an arc for themselves, but the thing is, I know that's not going to happen because the manga, I understand the manga is called Boruto, but I've never seen a series just so focused on one character. So I would like it if maybe the Jonin and the side characters got a bit of love, and I understand the anime's done that really well. The side characters, the other Genin, the anime's nailed it, I think. It's just the Jonin. Give the Jonin some love, please. Anyway, enough of the Jonin rant. It was nice to see Boruto use his Rasengan again, because before I sat down to watch this video, on my way back from work today, I was saying, you know what? If Boruto doesn't use his Rasengan in this fight, or in this arc in general, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed, because it's literally such an insane jutsu. He's got to use it at some point. And I didn't expect him to use it, if I'm honest. I thought the writers would just completely ignore it. But you know what? I was surprised, pleasantly surprised as well, on how he used his Rasengan. I thought it was really good. It's clear now that he's mastered his Rasengan. I don't think there's any question about it. The Vanishing Rasengan has been mastered by Boruto, and personally, I'm fine with that. I think his initial training, we got to see enough of the initial struggle for him to learn it. I think that's fine. I don't have any problems with him suddenly mastering the Vanishing Rasengan because, you know, honestly, I don't want to waste time on him learning it. So I think after the Momoshiki arc, him just having the Rasengan now, bang, great. And the way he used it as well was really cool. See, it was interesting to see Inojin's original kind of like shock about the Rasengan, because clearly he's not seen it from Boruto at least before, so that was quite cool. Boruto and Shikadai, they escaped from Team 10 and they basically split up in clones, and the real Boruto and Sarada, I apologise, the real Boruto and Sarada run off in one direction and the clones run off in another. And they send Inojin to go up and kind of like aerial track them, and he comes back and he says, I found them. They go to I think it's Inoshikacho go after one clone and Moegi goes after the other, and then once they find out that Boruto and Sarada find out that they've been caught up, I think Sarada or Boruto, one of the two, says, you know, like, you've got to hand it to Moegi, and I'm just like, no, you really don't need to, because I'm pretty sure Shikadai or Inojin himself gave the orders to track them from the sky, and Inojin spotted them, and Shikadai's the one that said, let's split up and search for clues, and Moegi literally did nothing. So I think that's twice Sarada complimented Moegi for doing absolute jack shit in today's episode. So round of applause to Moegi sensei, everybody. Boruto yet again got caught up in the same attack from Shikadai. It was the same thing as what happened in the Chunin exam, and possibly even before, I want to say. I think this might be their third fight together. I might be wrong, but he got caught in the same attack where he goes to fly towards him, hit him with the palm, bang. At the last second, he's been captured in the shadow paralysis. And I just feel like it would have been cool to see some development in Boruto's fighting if he caught on and saw this coming. Because, well, I just think it would have been good. Would have been good writing. And something they could have done is maybe have Boruto go towards Shikadai and they could tease it as if, same thing that's happened before is going to happen again, where Shikadai captures him. And Shikadai captures him, you see Boruto throw his palm towards him, stop, and then just a little mini Rasengan comes out. Nothing dangerous, because obviously he's not going to want to hurt Shikadai or kill Shikadai by blowing his head off, but just have a small Rasengan kind of disperse, resulting in a flinch from Shikadai. And I understand it wasn't actually Shikadai, it was Inojin, so would it have worked? I don't know, but just having that initial flinch from Inojin, technically, to flinch and back off, maybe that would have caused Shikadai to release a paralysis jutsu through maybe like a bit of a shock, like, oh, what's happened, or not, I don't know. I just think it would have been cool to show Boruto at least try something different and kind of predict Shikadai's move, because, I mean, I could see it coming from a mile away. I'm sure you could see it coming from a mile away. Why didn't Boruto? I don't know. Well, you know what? Too much negative speaking about this episode, I think, so far. I think Shikadai made complete sense when talking about the situation with Mitsuki, because he really nailed it, how he said he thinks there's more to this than meets the eye, and I think he was right to actually go with Boruto and Sarada. And I'm not saying the rest of Team 10 in Inojin and Chocho couldn't have gone with Boruto and Sarada. However, I just think it would have been a little bit better if just Shikadai tagged along. Maybe that's just my personal preference for the fact that maybe I'm not a massive Chocho fan. I mean, I love Inojin, so I don't know. But maybe that's just me. Inojin and Chocho could have kind of stayed back and explained it to Moegi, or held Moegi back in a quick fight to buy them some time. But, you know, I'm not saying they can't go. I just think it would have been cool to see them go. Stay back, but you know what, it's fine. I think Shikadai was completely right in analysing the situation, and it also made sense that he did, because at the end of the day, he is Shikadai and is a genius. I thought the whole thing where he was kind of counting the fight in steps before it happened, like when he said just 27 more like moves or something and I've got you. I thought that was pretty cool because I think we've seen Shikamaru do something like that in the past, so I feel like that was quite a cool throwback to that. And either Orochimaru is actually quite knowledgeable on what's going on with Mitsuki, or he's just being, as Suigetsu said, a doting parent, and the reason he sent Suigetsu out to kind of hold back Moegi in Team 10 is to let Boruto get to Mitsuki and bring Mitsuki back. I feel like possibly that could be why, like Orochimaru's genuinely quite, whether it's he's adoring his son or wanting to protect his son, or just wanting to keep his research safe. I think he'd probably say he's trying to keep his research safe, but I think deep down he wants to keep Mitsuki safe. So I can't decide whether or not he's actually in on what's going on with Mitsuki, or if he just wants to protect Mitsuki, hence why he sent Suigetsu out, because he just knows that Boruto has that ability to bring Mitsuki back to safety. One of the two, I'm not 100% sure. I feel like it's more him just actually trying to protect Mitsuki, but we'll see as the episode goes on. I mean, I genuinely so confused as to what the situation actually going on with Mitsuki is, and we've still not seen these bad guys, and we get a new opening in, I want to say, just a couple episodes, maybe. There's not an episode next week actually, but I believe the following week there is an episode, and that's when we get the new opening. And I thought by then that this arc may have wrapped up and we'd be going into the next manga arc, but doesn't seem to be the case. So very, very interested. Guys, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section down below. Leave any of your thoughts for episode 75 for the review tomorrow if you wish. Guys, I'll see you guys in another video, but until then, peace.